Alright, quick lesson in everyone is you pushed out, because many people seem to think I've forgotten what exactly this life is about. I haven't forgotten about it. I've been too much in pain at the disappointment and how I've treated myself through the entire world. So let's call the color white source. The lines, different dimensions, realities, planes, the fractalized fractal binary code you exist in. Source splitting itself apart through all sorts of code, okay? Now, in one form, source is right here as doodly stick figure number 8. And it's all source, right? Balancing light and dark. This would be the earth plane. This is all the other planes of existence, planets, species, aliens, bugs, whatever other version source can make of itself. So here we got a little ladybug, here we got a little butterfly, here we got a little kitty meow meow. Okay, so we got all these different version source can come up to itself. And then we can't forget the little pupper dog. Okay? So we got a little puppy and you got a little smiley face on him. So we got source in all its forms. Now source is also person B, person C, person D, person blah blah. Okay, so this is all the same consciousness, the same point of light from God, source, into this, into form. So when you're looking at the mirror, you are seeing what God made for itself to walk the earth. This is one version, this is another version, this is another, that's another, blah, blah, blah. Each one grew up in a different plane of reality. Each one has its own universe. When we get on the inner net, which is projected outside of us as the internet, on a liquid crystal display, a display, a reverse of a play. So in this reality, the source experiences the reverse of everything. Every other version of source reflects source back at source through every perspective of a kaleidoscope lens, like a stained glass window. One's a color purple, one's a color blue, one's a color red, one's a color pink, one's a color yellow, blah blah blah. They all are the same consciousness, but they all grew up in different realities. So if person A is Jenny Joe Lopez, person B isn't the consciousness and the thoughts of Jenny Lopez either. Okay, or let's use like Barney the dinosaur. Like, this isn't Barney the dinosaur, and this isn't Barney the dinosaur. This is all source. But each and every person is a distinct growth of source, kind of like a rose plant. There are multitudes of rose plants. No single rose plant shares its life or its energy with another source plant unless they are within connection radius through the mycelium structure. Once the mycelium structure is connected, the internet, they are all connected and they all share resources. Humans don't do that. Humans wait to do something to get something. But when something is done and something isn't received, the human feels unappreciated. Feeling unappreciated creates sadness and a lower vibration. A lower vibration and sadness creates the alternate versions of these beings. These other beings at a lower version are cruel, mean, petty. They joke, they make insults, they redirect it back at the collective and not at the self. So when this version of source is like, I made a freaking airplane, here's an airplane for everybody, and they're like flying off, they're paying for tickets, they're doing this is them pushed out. But if this person is here and they're like, my puppy bit me, but this puppy is also this. But what people don't comprehend is that this version of source that grew here is different than this version of source that grew there. If they were in the same room, their thoughts would not be the same. Their emotions would not be the same. Their actions, their bodies, their physiology, their consciousness, their light quotient, their energy, their aura would be different. So this whole everyone is you pushed out is a fucking psyop pushed onto people to get everyone to displace responsibility of connecting with each other through the internet onto the person they are viewing, because they are saying it's their problem, not mine. I'm just the observer of myself. So therefore I will ignore myself and allow myself to continue doing what they're doing. And then this person doesn't get anything, which causes their life to only be connected to source. And source can't get to itself through itself because all the other selves block the connection. Because this person felt unappreciated due to a lack of connection, therefore source reflects that back at itself. But in the first place, the unappreciation was felt because the collective was not returning the energy that was sent out to the collective. They were holding on to it and utilizing it for their own personal gain.